Today, our topic is the Stoic secret to happiness. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy, but its lessons are timeless and can help us live better lives even today. The Stoics believed that happiness does not come from external things like money, fame, or power. Instead, it comes from within, from how we think, what we value, and how we respond to the world around us. The Stoic secret to happiness is not about controlling everything in life, because life is unpredictable. It is about controlling ourselves, our thoughts, and our reactions. This is the key to finding peace and contentment, no matter what happens around us. Let me explain this idea more deeply. The Stoics taught that there are things in life we can control and things we cannot control. For example, we cannot control the weather, other people's opinions, or the past. But we can control how we react to these things. We can choose to be calm when things go wrong, to be kind even when others are not, and to focus on what truly matters. This is the essence of Stoicism, focusing on what is within our power and letting go of what is not. When we do this, we stop wasting energy on things we cannot change and instead use our energy to improve ourselves and our lives. One of the most important Stoic ideas is that our emotions are not caused by events themselves, but by our thoughts about those events. For example, if someone insults you, you might feel angry. But the Stoics would say that the insult itself does not cause your anger. What causes your anger is your belief that the insult is important, or that it harms you in some way. If you change your thoughts about the insult, if you decide it does not matter, or that the person who insulted you is simply ignorant, then you will not feel angry. This is a powerful idea because it means we have the power to control our emotions by changing how we think. Another important Stoic principle is to focus on the present moment. The Stoics believe that worrying about the future or regretting the past only brings suffering. The future is uncertain, and the past cannot be changed, so the only moment we truly have is now. By focusing on the present, we can fully engage with life and appreciate what we have. This does not mean we should ignore the future or forget the past. It means we should not let them control our emotions or steal our peace of mind. We should plan for the future and learn from the past, but we should not let them dominate our thoughts. The Stoics also taught the importance of accepting what happens in life. They believe that everything happens for a reason, even if we do not understand that reason at the time. This does not mean we should be passive or give up trying to improve our lives. It means we should accept what we cannot change and focus on what we can do. For example, if you lose your job, you can accept that this has happened, and then focus on finding a new job or improving your skills. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means recognizing reality and working with it, not against it. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. That matters." This is a simple but profound idea. Life will always have challenges, difficulties, and unexpected events. But we can choose how we respond to these things. We can choose to be resilient, to learn from our experiences, and to grow stronger. This is the Stoic approach to life, not to avoid problems, but to face them with courage and wisdom. Another Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, one of the most powerful men in the world at the time. But he understood that true power comes from within, from the ability to control one's own thoughts and emotions. No matter how much wealth or power we have, we cannot control everything in life. But we can always control how we think and how we respond to what happens. The Stoics also believed in the importance of virtue. They taught that the only true good in life is virtue qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Everything else, money, health, family, is not inherently good or bad. These things are neutral, and their value depends on how we use them. For example, money can be used to help others or to harm others. It is not the money itself that is good or bad, but how we use it. The Stoics believed that if we focus on developing our character and living virtuously, we will find true happiness, regardless of our external circumstances. Another key Stoic idea is to practice gratitude. The Stoics believed that we should appreciate what we have rather than constantly wanting more. This does not mean we should not strive to improve our lives, but it means we should not take what we have for granted. Many people spend their lives chasing after more money, more success, or more possessions, but they are never satisfied. The Stoics would say that this is because they are looking for happiness in the wrong place. True happiness comes from appreciating what we already have and being content with it. The Stoics also taught the importance of self-discipline. They believed that we should train ourselves to resist temptations and to focus on what is truly important. This means saying no to things that might feel good in the moment but are harmful in the long run. For example, eating unhealthy food might feel good at the time, but it is not good for our health. The Stoics would say that we should practice self-discipline and make choices that are good for us in the long term, even if they are difficult in the moment. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is the view from above. This is a mental exercise where you imagine looking down at the world from a great height. From this perspective, you can see how small and insignificant many of our problems are. The things that seem so important to you, like arguments, mistakes, or failures, are just tiny parts of a much bigger picture. This exercise helps us put things into perspective and reminds us not to take life too seriously. It helps us see that many of the things we worry about are not as important as we think. The Stoics also believed in the importance of helping others. They taught that we are all part of a larger community and that we have a duty to contribute to the well-being of others. This does not mean we have to sacrifice our own happiness for others, but it means we should try to make the world a better place. By helping others, we not only improve their lives, but also find a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment in our own lives. In conclusion, the Stoic secret to happiness is not about having everything we want or avoiding all problems. It is about changing how we think, focusing on what we can control, and living with virtue and gratitude. It is about accepting what happens in life, facing challenges with courage, and finding peace in the present moment. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from within, from our thoughts, our values, and our actions. If we can learn to think like a Stoic, we can find happiness and peace, no matter what life throws at us. This is the Stoic secret to happiness, and it is a lesson that can help us all live better, more fulfilling lives.